Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Medchill Buddy. Today we are starting a new chapter from your mathematics textbook, that is fifth chapter, Measures of Lines and Angles. In your previous chapter, that is fourth chapter, Basic Geometrical Ideas, you have learned some geometrical concepts. Did you? Yes, you have learned. You have learned about a point, a line segment, and about a curve, a ray, and also an angle, and some quadrilateral items like triangle, quadrilateral, and also about a circle. These are all the items you have learned from your previous chapter. In this chapter, we are going to learn about measuring of a line segment and measuring of an angle, and also intersecting lines, perpendicular lines, and parallel lines. These are all the concepts we are going to learn in this chapter. Now we are starting the part 1 of this chapter. In this part 1, we are learning about how to measure a line segment. Okay children, shall we start the class today? Okay, let's start.
Children, open the page number 60 in your textbook. That is the first page of this chapter. And observe the figure 5.1. What did you observe? Yes, there are some familiar shapes. You know the shapes. A triangle is there and some quadrilaterals are there. Isn't it? Yes. And you know that these shapes will form with the line segments. For example, a triangle is formed with 3 line segments. Okay? And if you observe the triangle, a line segment has 2 endpoints. With the help of these endpoints, we can measure that line segment. The measure of each line segment is its length. The measure of the line segment is called as length. We use the length to compare line segments. 2 or more line segments we can compare with the help of this length. Now, observe the figure 5.2. There, 2 line segments have given, that is AB is one line segment and CD is another line segment. Can you compare these 2 line segments? Can you find which one is longer one? Yes, you can say by observing AB is clearly longer than CD. Okay, now observe the figure 5.3. Here, 2 line segments have given PQ and RS. Now, by observing these 2 line segments, can you find which one is longer one? By simply observing, can you find? It is somehow difficult, isn't it? So, for this comparison, we will do one activity with the help of a tracing paper. See here, I have taken a tracing paper and I am using the tracing paper to trace the line segment PQ here. I am tracing the PQ line here. Now, I will put this PQ line on the RS line segment and I am comparing here. See, clearly we can identify that PQ line segment is longer than RS line segment. Did you understand, students? Yes, we can compare the length of 2 line segments in 3 different ways. One is simple observation. The second one is tracing on a paper and comparing, like just now we did. And the third one is using instruments. Now come to page number 61 and observe the pictures over there. Yes, you will identify a scale there is called also as a ruler, and also a divider is also there. You can find these objects in your geometry boxes. Now we'll learn something about the ruler. The ruler is divided into 15 big parts as marked along one of its edges. And the parts are up to 1 is one part, 1 to 2 is another part, 2 to 3, like that 15 equal parts they have divided. Each of these 15 parts is of length 1 centimeter. Then each centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts, and each subpart is 1 millimeter. We called it as 1 millimeter. 15 centimeters are there, and each centimeter is divided into 10 parts, that we call as 1 millimeter. Understood, students? 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Okay. Now we'll learn how to measure an object or a line segment with the help of a ruler. Here I have taken a ruler and I am taking a red color paper. I have a red color paper. I am trying to measure the length of the paper with the help of that ruler. I am keeping the red paper near by the ruler. And if we observe that paper from starting to ending, at the number 5 it has ended. So we called it as 5 centimeters. Understood? The length of the red colored paper is 5 centimeters. Understood? Now we'll try with the another paper. I have a blue colored paper here. See, I am trying to measure the length of this paper. If we observe the paper from the starting, the end point is more than 7 centimeters. Now we'll count that small lines, that is millimeters we will count. Yeah, there are 4 millimeters. So we called it as 7 centimeters and 4 millimeters, or 7.4 centimeters. Either ways we can write. Children, see here I have two line segments EF and GH. Now I am trying to measure these two line segments, whether they are equal or not. Now here I am measuring the EF line segment. Here clearly EF is more than 6 centimeters, and here if we count there are 8 millimeters. So we can call it as the length of the EF line segment is 6 centimeters and 8 millimeters, or 6.8 centimeters. Now come to GH line segment. Here see, observe carefully. It is more than 7 centimeters. And if we count these small lines, that is millimeters, 4 millimeters are more to 7 centimeters. So it is called as 7 centimeters and 4 millimeters, or we can write it as 7.4 centimeters. Understood, students? If we compare these two line segments simply by observing, we may thought it as these two are equal in length. But actually, with the help of that ruler, we came to know the GH line segment is longer than EF. Understood, students? Students, I have a pen here and I am trying to find out the length of the pen with the help of the ruler. See, I am adjusting the two end points of the pen and I am trying to find out the length of the pen. If we see in straight view, the length of the pen is 14 centimeters. See, 14 centimeters. And from side view, if we see from side, it is visible as more than 14 centimeters. Observe, the length of the pen is more than 14 centimeters from this side. Observe carefully, it is looking as more than 14 centimeters. And if we change the direction, and from another side if we see, the length of the pen is visible as less than 14 centimeters. See, So from straight view it is 14 centimeters. From the side view it is one side more than 14 and another is less than. But the actual size of the pin is 14 centimeters only. Children, these are some of the errors due to angular viewing. To avoid this problem, a better way is to use a divider. Now, we take a divider and trying to find out the length of that pen. Now, open the divider, place the end point of one of its arm at one end of the pen and the another arm of divider to the another end of the pen. Adjust. The arms should be exactly points to the two ends of the pen. Now, lift the divider carefully without disturbing the opening of the divider and place it on the ruler. See here, and after placing, read the marks against each end point. See carefully from one end to another end. What is the length of the pen? Yes, it is 14 centimeters only. The length of the pen is 14 centimeters. Like this, we can avoid the angular viewing problem with the help of this divider. Now, we try to compare these two line segments with the help of the divider and also we measure with the help of the ruler. Here, we are taking the measurement of EF and placing it on the ruler. See, here it comes as 6 centimeters and 8 millimeters. See, 6 centimeters and 8 millimeters. Also called it as 6.8 centimeters. Now come to GH. No need of taking any measurement. Clearly we can say GH is larger line segment. See? Yes. Now we take the measurement now. See here. What it has come? Yes. 7 centimeters and 4 millimeters. We can write it as GH is equal to 7.4 centimeters. Like this, we can compare the two line segments with the help of the divider. It is easy to compare. Children, turn the page number 62 and observe the activity. Try this. Here, the first activity is take a postcard and measure the length and breadth with ruler and divider. Will you do this, children? And also observe that all the postcards have the same dimensions or not. Okay. And the next activity is select any three objects like eraser, small pencil, etc. Trace their length on a paper. Measure the length of these line segments. Children, do it at your home. Now, observe the exercise 5.1. There are some problems. Now, we'll discuss the problems. The first problem is, give any 5 examples of line segment observed in your classroom. Children, you will observe so many things in your classroom which have line segments. Observe the objects carefully and identify the objects which have line segments and write the names of the objects in your notebooks for this first problem. Okay, children. Now, the second problem is, why is it better to use a divider than a ruler while comparing two line segments? Children, we discussed this while comparing the EF and GH line segments with the help of the divider. Write that reason as the answer. Now coming to the third problem. Measure all the line segments in the figure given below and arrange them in the ascending order of their lengths. Children, observe there is a line segment over here and you have to measure the line segments like AB, AC, AD, AE, and after writing all these line segments you have to arrange these line segments in ascending order. Will you do, children? Okay. Now come to the fourth problem. Here, two children, Sweta and Reshma, are trying to find out the midpoint of AB line segment. But if you see the Sweta's line segment and the Reshma's line segment, which one do you feel correct? Measure the length of AC and CB and verify. Will you do, children? Measure the lengths of AC and CB of both children Sweta and Reshma. You only tell which one is correct. Okay. Now come to fifth problem. Each of the figures given alongside has many line segments. For the almara, we have shown one line segment along the longer edge. Identify and mark all such line segments in these figures. Do all the problems in your notebooks. Okay, children?
Children, did you enjoy the class today? Okay, good. I hope you have understood today's concept, that is how to measure a line segment. Did you? Good. Then do the exercise problems given in your textbook. Okay? Will you do? Okay. Then meet you in the next part.